What's going on? Alright. So, hello, Bilal. Good morning, Bilal. I hate the share on TikTok. I hate it. Fucking hate it. Come on up here, Bilal. Come on up here, Bilal. Come on up here, Bilal. Instagram's like, no, Instagram, you can only send 90-second clips. I hate that. What about Messenger? Are you on Messenger? I want to send you a 4-minute clip. I just overheard a conversation. And I want your opinion. I think because, one thing about, I guess, being xenophobic on the internet, but if you're xenophobic in your actual physical life while you're working with children in the public school system, I find that disturbing. Because apparently kids that don't speak English are a big inconvenience to the public school system, and I didn't know that. It's crazy what you'll learn when you overhear conversations that teachers are having or former teachers. Huh. The more you know. The more you know. I know, Bilal, I know. Yeah, maybe. Okay, I do have you on WhatsApp. Alright, so I'm gonna throw it in there. You can maybe. Okay, I do have you on WhatsApp. Alright, so I'm gonna throw it in there. You can listen to the conversation and see how you feel. So today what we're going to do, or what I plan to do, is I'm going to replay, not now, on my main account, later when Cat is free. I'm gonna replay the clip from Homie and Scammy Claus, and then me and Kat are gonna have an educational conversation surrounding that. I'm hoping to get my friend deportation won't stop us to join that live as well. I said that every time somebody got up on the internet and wanted to point fingers for no reason and lie, that I would then return to the internet with facts and educational conversations. And that's what I wanted to do with this platform since January. And that's why I have no respect for the Mexican homie or his platform. Because if he was truly awareness, if he was truly even concerned about anything that's going on in the country or the world, he would have reached out to me and said, hey, what's going on? Let's have a conversation. Let me get your side. Let me understand. Let me understand what you're doing, and then let me then form my own educated opinion, right? But that's not what he did. That's not what he did. Just like every other awareness platform. that I've been talking about for 3 years, he did the same thing. He used his platform to spread information, to allow hate in his chat, the same hate that I've been coming here and talking about since January. He let harmful narratives be formed in his live also. Things that I've been talking about since January, right? All of these things are things I've been talking about. Horrible things happened in that live yesterday, and the amount of screenshots. Did he go over and look at Scammy Claus's content, or follow Florida Man, or any of those memes? Because I have them all. I have all the memes. I have all the videos. I have all the screenshots of the horrible comments. Yesterday I was called a T supporter. My friends were called T's. And that's super confusing to me that happened on that platform. And I think the conversation surrounding why I have a problem with it is a very important one to have. I'm just reading the comments. So I'm going to send that to Kat. She's going to be free here a little bit later in the afternoon, and we will sit down and have the conversation. I want to say this, that what happened in Sunshine's live yesterday was the reason this happened with Mexican Homie. His wife came in. She was very unhappy, where I have seen this side of her before. I have seen this exact thing happen before with his wife. His wife came into the live, never said hello, never a nicety anywhere, told people to stop speaking on her when nobody was. We were talking about that list. And then told everybody in that live to shut up. And then Sunshine said, get the fuck out of here. We don't want you here anyway. 4 minutes later, her husband was live attacking me and Mallory. Now come back in here and tell me it has anything to do with my fundraiser. And I'll call you a liar to your face. Because that's how it happened. Your wife got mad. That made you mad. And then you embarrassed yourself on the internet. Because you never took a minute to find out what I was doing. You never cared a minute. You were mad because your wife was mad. Your wife told you to be mad, and you did it. But she told you to be mad at the wrong people. Shame on her. Shame on her. Shame on the both of you. You said that I brought the Hispanic community into it. I've been talking about the Hispanic community for months. I've been, in fact, highlighting creators on this app, right, that are bridging the gap between here and Mexico, right, that are trying to help people that find themselves in a country that they've never been in. Help in adjusting jobs, apartments, all the things. That's what I'm putting at the forefront of my platform. And that creator, I hope, can join my live today and speak on it. You embarrassed yourself yesterday. You embarrassed yourself, and you embarrassed your platform. And you used your platform to harm instead of bring awareness. And I'm going to show that today. It wasn't. You're right, Unhinged. Good morning, farmer. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. It was an awareness and absolutely was revenge. And it was for no reason. Because if it were about the internet, I would only imagine that you are also a xenophobe in your real life. And then I overheard that conversation where you said that it's a shame that when kids don't speak English, and they come to your school, that town is responsible for teaching them English. Man, that was a really crazy conversation. I got that clip too. I think we'll talk about that, and maybe I can get teachers that have different minds surrounding non-English speaking students to talk about that a little bit. I said the whole time, ever since Scammy started this horse shit, right? I said, please be careful. Please be careful of what you're doing and what you're saying and how it can be perceived. Some really harmful stuff, though. I want to say this too. I was talking to a friend earlier, and I said, it's a shame and it's horrible. Because when Bilal went into Protest Steve's live, everybody know who Protest Steve is? Do you guys know who Protest Steve is? He's been in my lives before. I spend time in his lives. But anyway, Protest Steve, what he does is he protests on one of his local bridges on a regular basis. For there a while, it was almost every day. But while he does that, while he's protesting and he's jumping around and waving his Palestinian flag, he lets people from Gaza in his box to gain support. He works with a family from Gaza, Ali family, right? And they're really supportive, and they help him get to the right people that need help. So one day Bilal went up into Essa Protestee's box, and Ali family was in there, and Bilal opened his camera, and Ali family started telling everybody, hey, look, right behind him is Al Shifa Hospital. That's where one of my children were born. But what he's going through put him up in front of a bunch of YT American ignorant motherfuckers, they're gonna fucking rip him apart. They're gonna say he's too clean. His hair looks too nice. It was never about the money, just like it was never about the hostages. The same Zionists that are committing a genocide in Gaza are the same Zionists that are kidnapping brown people off our streets. Good morning, little Philly girl. Good morning, Karen's Chaos. I've been saying that for months. I've been saying it for months. I know I've said exactly those words probably 100 times. Saying it for months. I know I've said exactly those words probably 100 times. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm coming here to talk about. That's what I'm coming here to try to get people to see. Because I see it. Other people see it. I'm just trying to get a couple more to be aware of what the fuck's going on. There was a comment in Mexican Homies Live yesterday, right? There's a lot of, you know, when I call people Zionists, I feel that they don't even realize they're doing it. They don't even realize that they're using the rhetoric, that they're using the verbiage, that they're using all of those things. The comments. I think God promised Israel. I have it because that one is the epitome. Let me find it because God knows I have a ton of them. No. Victoria, hey, Mexican homie too. Let's just go through all of them. Torture, take, whatever they want from Palestinian people. They say, God promised this to me 3,000 years ago. You keep getting kicked out. You know what? TikTok's just been glitchy as F. Hey, Christy. Yeah, look, and your filters are getting, or your comments are getting filtered like crazy. Christy was in there for saying hello. I will admit, I was a little confused until you asked us to look up genocide, right? I guess a lot of people didn't even have an understanding of what genocide meant. Yeah, farmer. So it was earlier. It was earlier in the day, that live, and we were discussing that list that came out the night before, and it was mentioned whether she was or they were or they weren't on the list. That's all that was mentioned. And then she came in and told everybody to shut up and got very angry. And then 4 minutes later, her husband went live attacking Mallory and I. Well, I'm glad that I could encourage you to learn things, Karen, create chaos, because that again was my only goal. Because I came here, told everybody quite bluntly that I am not an expert, a historian. I'm not any of those things. I simply started watching a creator after October 7th, and his account name is the Palestinian Canaanite. So I started watching him, and the reason why I kept watching him was because he was a dual citizen. That means he was an American citizen and also a citizen there. He lives in the West Bank. He lives in Beirut, close to Jerusalem. Now, if you don't know about Beirut and Jerusalem, go read about it because the settler violence there is horrific. Okay? So what the Palestinian Canaanite started doing was educating me. And he gave me a very, very clear-cut picture as to what was going on here. You see, because he spent 30-some years in the military here in this country. So he knows a lot. But what he also knows is his history of his own people and why he did not return to the United States and the safety that it provided him here. For the 2 years he has been in the West Bank helping his people when he could have easily returned to the comfort and safety of the United States. I think that speaks volumes about the education I got. So he was the one that taught me that our country, in fact, was financing and supplying every weapon that was committing this genocide. And that's the day my eyes opened. That's the day I started discerning a lot of information, and I do mean a lot, the Nakba. I'll post the Palestinian Canaanite. I actually was in his live yesterday, and I added it to my story, Hope Palestinian Canaanite. I actually was in his live yesterday, and I added it to my story, hoping that somebody would hear something that might educate them. I do that from time to time. I do that from time to time. If I'm in a live and I feel the live is really educational and I feel like somebody could possibly hear something that they need strongly about it, and I'm emotionally connected to it, so I won't apologize for that either, ever. In fact, I think a lot more people should be getting on the internet and screaming as loud as I did yesterday. Yeah, Shiny, it's been pretty bad. And that's kind of what I want to do today. I will be inviting Mexican Homie to my live. See, this is what happens when I start speaking about like factual stuff, like stuff that like I have knowledge of. It's that factual stuff, like stuff that like I have knowledge of. It's that bothers people. That bothers people because they don't. They don't.
Just want to let you know that they're saying to reset so that the guys can keep the gifts.
Yeah, but you know what? I got banned before and everything was okay. Like, everything came through the way it was supposed to. Yeah. Oh, they all... Really? They always kept them? I think I've gotten banned and things like that haven't happened. But I really didn't want to get into everything that I wanted to talk about now anyway, because I'll be back later with a supportive cast so that we can possibly get people to look at things that are harmful and things that are being said that are harmful. I don't know. It's just really wild that this is even happening, because somebody got their feelings hurt. So I just got a message that the GoFundMes are being mass reported. What did I just say? So let me tell you, Bilal here this morning messaged me to let me know that Fula has a rash. Fula's a baby. She's just a baby. But she has a rash because lack of nutrients in her immune system is not working. Okay. So while you're mass reporting those GoFundMes, I want you to know that Bilal is trying to get medical care for his daughter today, right? Who isn't getting enough to eat and is suffering physically because of it. When you hit that to report that, hold on. Do you want me? Do you guys want to see Fula? Do you guys want to see Fula? She's beautiful and innocent and a baby, and she's ill because her parents can't properly feed her. Do you? That's the caliber of human that we're dealing with here, right? You're going to attack GoFundMes meant to sustain life. That's wild. That could never be me, man, not on my worst day. Hi, Diane. Diana, I'm gonna need you today. I'm gonna need you today, love. I'm gonna need you today. Diana, how long have we known each other now? I want to say it was February when we met. We're roughly when I started coming into your husband's lives. How often, Diana, do I talk about ICE and immigration and all the things? Yeah, it was probably January. It probably was. Because I found Diana's husband with an amazing story, and I was instantly a fan of what he was doing because I felt horrible for the families that were being ripped apart in this country, and then human beings being thrown in a country that they've never been in, and how horrifying that must be. Terrifying to be there alone, and your entire family is in the United States watching you go through this, and there's nothing they can do to help you. There's nothing you can any longer do to help your family that's in the United States. So I thought that what her husband was doing was amazing, trying to bridge that gap, right? Trying to make it and show people, like, here, I'm doing it, you can do it too, let me help you. Those were the kind of people that I was interested in finding on the internet. Those were the kind of people that I wanted to surround myself with. You, Mexican homie, and Scammy Claus, and Petty, and all them, those are the people I was trying to get away from. And I was trying to surround myself with people like Diana and Kat and and my friends who support, and the people that see what's happening in front of them, and they want to be a part of the resistance as well. Because don't forget, when I came here in January, that's what I told everybody, right? That my platform had changed, that my platform was in fact my protest, right? I used those words. I also said, I am part of the resistance. Resistance, right? There's resistance in this country every day. I'm part of that resistance. I've said it for months. So, Diana, I have I have a Latino couple that is now attacking what I'm doing because they're ill-informed. And I hate that for them. And I tried desperately yesterday to get them to stop doing that. But instead, what happened, there was a very harmful conversation that took place in Mexican Homies Live, where it was allowed to be blanketed across Palestine that they're all T's. And I find that harmful coming from that community. And excuse me if I draw the parallels. Because that's you call your platform awareness and you used it to harm people. I don't like that. Hold on. I'll show you. They're called the Mexican Homies. Diana, they have a platform, right? But what they do, they call themselves awareness, and they stop people from getting scammed. But the problem was that that's not what he did. His wife got mad about something that we were discussing in a live. After she got mad, 4 minutes later, her husband went live and started attacking me and another woman. And then started attacking my friends and their GoFundMes. But it's hard for me to understand why they would want to do that. And no, it's not, because like I said, they had not been listening to me and what I've been talking about for, what are we in now? August. 8 months I've been talking about this shit? 8 months? And you had no idea what I was talking about over here? You had no idea that I was using my platform to advocate for against the things that are happening to brown people in this country? You didn't bother to listen to me? Do you know that you have absolutely no idea who I am? How long I've been here and what I've talked about? How much I hate anti-scam? How much I despise them? How horrible they are? How harmful they are? I removed all the content off this page because I'm changing my platform. But I posted Auburn, Samantha Go Nowhere, all of them, and their mob mentality, and how they horribly harass people that are less fortunate than them. I've talked about that for 3 fucking years. Do you know Mexican homie who can prove that they've never monetized on fucking TikTok? Me. I can prove that. Can you